if we're looking at inquests being set now into the late fall, even winter of next year, that tells me that there's a lot of strain on the system.
A delay in inquests that could see some Manitoba families waiting for more than a year when it comes to answers around the death of their loved one has some with the Manitoba Bar Association concerned, saying that every day families are kept in the dark is another day their faith in the justice system is eroded.
So if we want to have good, sound recommendations that come out of these inquests, it's important that they're done in a timely manner.
Earlier this week, City News reported Manitoba's Chief Justice made the decision to push back the booking of inquests until fall of 2023 to address a case backlog caused by COVID-19, with the priority currently being given to cases where the accused is in custody. Wendy Martin-White, co-chair of the criminal law section of the Manitoba Bar Association, says while she understands that governments have challenging decisions to make, there needs to be resources in place to ensure key complex systems like justice are maintained.
Any delay like this can mean that for families and the public, there may be a loss of faith in the system. There's a saying that's often used, which is justice delayed is justice denied.
Melissa Serbin represents the family of Randy Cochran. He died in 2019 following an interaction with police and is now one of 5 deaths being examined as part of a group inquest. She says these types of delays keep closure out of reach.
By the time we set a date in the fall of 2023, their healing journey will have been interrupted for over 4 years.
The Cochrans aren't alone in their frustration. City News has spoken to 2 other families who are frustrated by the delay, and Serbin says more needs to be done to address what she says are shortfalls in the system, especially when it comes to Indigenous families who have historically had the justice system work against them.
When families continue to be left without answers, when they can't understand why their loved one was taken away in tragic circumstances in police custody, this just continues to perpetuate the problem that we've had.
Serbin stressed while there have been steps taken towards reconciliation within the justice system, critical inquests like that into the death of Cochran and any subsequent changes are falling by the wayside.
Families who have lost loved ones are left without answers, and then the public also continues to wait for recommendations that might help avoid preventable deaths in the future.
City News requested an interview with an agent of the courts to discuss whether or not the system is adequately equipped in terms of government funding and resources, but the interview request was not accommodated and a response was not received by deadline. We also tried to ask Justice Minister and Attorney General Kelvin Gertzen if he was concerned about the delays, but he was not made available for an interview. In a statement, Manitoba Justice says it has to balance the COVID-19 backlog against a 2016 Supreme Court ruling that defendants have the right to be tried within 18 months of being charged for provincial cases and within 30 months for cases in higher courts. The statement explained, the Justice Department supports the work of the judiciary in scheduling cases to meet these deadlines, while also recognizing the independence of the judiciary and the Chief Judge in these matters. The Provincial Court Act gives the Chief Judge the responsibility to provide direction over the sittings of the court. Martin-White, however, says the courts were already under pressure, and while COVID-19 compounded it further, she says it's time for more resources to flow to get things back on track.
We really do need to address the backlog and maintain and perhaps even restore the loss of faith in the system.
In Winnipeg, Morgan Modjeski, City News.